Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, good. All right. We are on course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Munal Kishen, aka the General. We will be up here, out here for the next maybe 1 hour. If the message too sweet, then we'll extend the time. Don't get mad. We are not like the other people who sometimes they buy viewers, live, or sometimes because they control it. But listen, like the video first and share it. Right now, I got only 7 person watching me. So what you do, like the video and then you share the video. Don't just watch me and don't share it and don't like it. I don't think it will be nice. So let's like the video. You know, when you like the video, that's how they keep the video up. They put it in a space where a lot of people will be able to watch it. But guys, we all been here in Facebook. And I think you guys heard the news about Musa Ability is in full control of Liberty Party. Neck cleared that side out. He's in control according to the constitution. There's nothing they can do about it. And I think it's on the analyst newspaper for tomorrow. So you can check it up yourself. Musa Ability is the legitimate leader of the Liberty Party, the branch, the party that endorsed Mr. Cummings, not the other one, not the Grand Bassa one, because not even the whole Grand Bassa, just few hands of Grand Bassa and Bassoland who feel that Liberty Party belongs to them. And then that's a very good news and for the Liberty Party. For those of you who think that there's no law in Liberia, you're wasting your time. And another good news, Ure and his gangster looking for more evidence to purchase. So if you're out there and you have evidence that you want to sell, you can contact Bernard Ure, you can contact Henry Costa, you can contact the chairman of ALP. Also, you can contact some members of the Unity Party, the officials, and I think they get something good because what is surprising is that how will you take a case to court and you don't have evidence? You are not prepared. You going for a war and you say you want to go on the war front to go spy before you come back and prepare yourself. What kind of sense is that? You see, they are confused individuals. They are confused. They don't know how to fight Mr. Cummings. It's sad, my people. My Liberian brother and sister, it's sad. Share this video. Share this video. Let me just entertain you a little bit. Let me play the little video for Mr. Cummings. I want you to listen to the incoming, the next president of the Republic of Liberia, come 2024. The man that will be inaugurating come 2024. I am not telling you that will be the end of Liberia's problem. No, Liberia's problem has been there for so long, and we are just getting on the road. It will be between you and myself to join together to solve the problems. If we want change in Liberia, the change must come from us. We should be prepared for change. Freedom is not free, my people. Whoever we put there, if we get a leader who is honest to us, we must work with that leader. But whenever you got a corrupt leader, you got no choice. You will just abide by the corrupt attitude and the situation in the country. That is why we continue to fall and fall and fall. You know what I'm saying? And I see sometimes people say, like, I listen to Senator Darius Dillon, one of his old or what is a new thing, that it's not because of Joshua there is no hospital in Liberia. It's not because of Joshua there is no road. Listen, my people, listen. We need to stop this nonsense. The Bible that we all read, and we are Christian and the Muslim, the Quran. It tells us that when the leader has no vision, the nation perish. The leader must have vision. Whether the problem was there before and you coming in, that is why they tell you when you're running for office, go around, meet the people you want to control or you want to serve. Ask them questions. Know the problems. If you know the problem, you will solve the problems. If you don't want to know the problem and you won't guess, you will not solve the problems. People, all our so-called politicians feel that when you work in government, that is where you're supposed to get rich. When you're a politician, you're supposed to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So that is where you go and steal, because anything that is for government is free. That is why you and myself are suffering today. That is why there is no schools in Liberia. There is no hospital in Liberia. There is nothing. That is why only government officials now building hospitals and building schools, because they believe that when they leave office, that's their property. We don't elect them to be humanitarian. That is why we have the code of conduct. If you decide to work in government, you should put everything aside. You're not supposed to even get involved with your business. Put it into a blind trust. Show some stability, show some transparency. Don't be a judge and a juror. Don't use your office to get rich and then you say, oh, I'm going around lobbying all over the place. What government doing? So I would not exempt any leader of a problem in an organization, in a country. That's the president's responsibility. When you come into power, there's some problems you're going to meet. Even Mr. Cummings can win tomorrow. Mr. Cummings will not solve the problems. But you must make the issue, you should plan that table, prepare that table for the next person. So, as much as Ellen Johnson was so corrupt, but I know there was a system put in place. And Ellen Johnson made it clear that I failed in corruption and I failed to unite the people of Liberia. If any good leader was to take over, they were going to capitalize on it and concentrate on that. But the system was there, but she failed to stop the stealing and she failed to bring the people together. And that is what they ran on. That is what they preached on. And when they came back, they start to do the same old thing, because it's like everybody role models are crooks. That is why people are afraid to get good leaders in Liberia. That is why when you get a very good and honest leader, and let me tell you the three characteristics of any leader. You can say decision, you can call everything, but I will tell you today for my own little small sense that I got. Honesty. There's a book written by Jefferson, the first page in leadership is honesty. A leader must be honest to the people that he wants to serve. Do not lie to them. When you lie to them, you put yourself into a problem that you cannot handle like Mo Ali. And guess what? An honest man do not steal. An honest man will not kill. An honest man will not suppress. An honest man will not undermine. But honesty is something that we say. You can say honest. I'm honest. I'm honest. Honest and integrity is almost, in fact, they're all the same. But integrity is the one that we see, your action. Then we know your integrity. We know, you see, there's people there. How can you be in one bedroom apartment and by the time they give you a big job, in less than 1 month, in 2 months, you build a 4 bedroom house? And then you say integrity. And then you say you respect yourself and you try to do it, but you continue to lie. You don't respect your name. You don't even respect your family name. All you know is all about you. You don't give a damn if you steal. You don't care about your name, whether they can spoil your name. That is why we say today most of our politicians in Liberia lack integrity, because they say they are damn criminals. They are this, they are that, and they don't give a damn. They move with pride and dignity. P and D, like Bremen said. When they're moving, they bluff, then we cheer them up. Yeah, my man, I gotta get money. Oh, that guy got money. Oh, chi, what you get for? Oh, papi. Oh, I want pa naka. They give you peanuts. Please like the video. Like the video. Like the video. I know I will share the video to my own 5,000 friends, but you do the same. Do the same. Like the video. Your finger not hurting. Just click on it, please. Now, you did oh, Papa now come. And then it's done. So I'm going to play the Cummings video, the 5 watts and the 5 how. Listen, listen. And he's improving on it every day. Mr. Cummings have that system. He has that discipline. And then the last part of it before I go there is empathy. Empathy. You all know the meaning of empathy. Put yourself in the shoe of a man who cannot provide for his kids, or woman who cannot provide for her children, or husband or father who's struggling to send their kids to school, or child who goes to sleep without food. Put yourself in our shoes. Have that empathy. Then you will understand what it means when you see someone in a wheelchair. You will understand. Respect yourself. Respect the other man. Respect their dignity. Not because you gave them $5 and you should be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this before let me just give one quick story, quick thing. And I tell people, do you know why most of our millionaires friends or our rich friends do not talk to us anymore? We ourselves don't respect ourselves. By the time you got a friend who is rich, you say, oh, that guy don't call me anymore, because you know why? Every time you call your friend who got money, all you do is to beg. Oh, how are you, Chief? Brother, I just call him. Brother, that is so, you know, my sister's sick. Oh, you know, my wife gone. Oh, brother, you know. You think that man will pick up your call again? It's the same to the point in Liberia. I was just telling somebody today. I said, if I was just telling my own mom, I told my mom, I said, you know, and she started laughing. I said, you know why your millionaire friend don't answer you? Because every time you call, by the time you talk, at the end of the day, you say, hey, but don't forget about me, all the thing. But I mean, I was talking to my mom in a way that, but I was just we were cracking joke about rich people. So I'm going to play that video of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the only candidate who continued to visit the country. That is why the counties, that is why you see they try to slow him down. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Oh, we slow that man down. He getting too much. Whether you like it, they like it, they like it. Mr. Cummings already got name in Liberia. Mr. Cummings now is the number one contender for the presidency in Liberia. Whether they like it, you don't like it, Jack O'Lantern. If you like it, jump on the bridge. But the people of Liberia, somebody came my back. I know the people of Liberia, they will vote against Mr. Cummings. The people resolve. You think that all in time thing where they say you must just sit down in Moria and get name and the people vote for you, it's not working in Liberia anymore. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So please take your seat. If you home, you can switch on your YouTube and watch it live on TV. You can be on your phone talking to your friends while you switch over to YouTube, or you can also share. But like the video, let us do it together. It's a teamwork. It's not for me. Don't worry about the face. I'm not here to promote myself. I'm here to promote the guy. This guy, the guy that behind me. This guy, you see him? That's the man I'm here to promote. This is the man. He don't have to be my relative. He don't have to be my friend. But I look at his platform, I look at the individual, and I know and I see the sincerity in him when the first time I ever spoke to him. He's real. He's genuine. He don't need to give you anything to support him. Let us do it together. Let Liberia have a better future for our children. If anybody who want to see a better Liberia, if you show you love your country, Liberia, you will look for a good leader. Don't just look for someone. They didn't say how long you serve, how well you serve. Show me your example. What you did yesterday. We should ask the question that will take us into the 21st century. Let us stop asking, oh, you know, John Brown was there for 2 times, so that John Brown time. There is nothing about somebody's time. It's not a right dress. It's not to say, oh, you know, I'm the second in command, so when they men move, I move. No, you don't get the job yet. But the fact, Liberians, you yourself, ask the question that will put food on your table. Somebody say, yeah, one guy came out. You know, it's so sad when you came under my post. We will never vote for Cummings. Cummings is Robert Salif their friend. And that's why Cummings on Facebook, he's smoking cigar and drinking wine. Is that a problem? You see, y'all don't love real people. That's certain I don't get. Cummings can sit. Cummings never hide it from nobody that he don't he don't smoke cigar, he don't drink wine or take Hennessy. He's a human being. He got life. After a long day, he said he take a cigar. At least he don't smoke weed. He don't smoke weed. He don't take drugs. He got a wife. He got a kid. That's why when he finish, he goes straight home. He travel with his wife all over the place. He's a decent human being. So that your nonsense about whether he smokes cigar, he smokes cigar, that your business, he got it right, he won't drink, he can drink. It just at some point he let to drink that also. So just listen to the 5 whats and 5 how of our next president of the Republic of Liberia. And they will be here till your ear. By the time I say some people won't pass on that. So let's just listen to him, yeah? Let's listen to it together.
Chicken they grow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government. Because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We will leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for watching that little piece. I saw a little error there. I think waste was misspelled. Not misspelled, it's an error because in the starting the WASTE was on it, but then when you edit, when you cut all kinds of hey, but I will fix it anyway. And guys, today we'll have a very good show. And we'll be talking about not the case, but some of the missteps, some of the mistakes they continue to make. And also, guys, and NEC rules out again that ability is the man. NEC took Yombly case and Yombly and Dillon case and threw it so far off until I don't think is correct because they ready threw it in the street this time around. And we know what been going on. People spraying lies all over the place. That is the beauty of democracy. Like this video, my people, I can get 45% watching and I get only 19 likes. And like the video, the same way you watch it, just hit like, man. It'd be better for us. And, when you do that, then I think we're going to stop. Maybe I got only 19 subs, so it's equal now. I got 22% that like the show, and the other ones that the one that don't like the show, they are either seditions or they're from ALP or they're from a Unity Party, and these are the ones who giving me problem. But I still love you. Whether you like it or you ain't like it, I still love you. You can't hit me. So right now I got about 25% are liking it. So the other ones that the one that don't like it and they don't give a damn. They are the one who don't care. That the one who can be causing people hold it. But anyway, no problem. I still love you guys. So, but I will take a 1 minute break. I just want to touch something on quick. I want to do something quick. So let me just send you to my promo. And after everything, I will get somebody who will be controlling it. The only time I will just sit and talk. When the person can, I will just signal them and then it switch over. But notwithstanding, I can do it myself from right here. So let me just switch over to this and then we'll come back. And when we come back now, we'll fire. Don't go nowhere, please. Stay back. Do not leave. We'll take it easy today. No insults. We're not going, you see I'm smiling. I'm taking my time. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're back, and that was a nice one. And it's my new little promo, and you can see it from anywhere. But guys, please do not allow your emotions to make some statement that would not go down well. Take your time. I know you're a Cummings supporter or you are not a Cummings supporter, and just take your time and deliver the message. This is how you know that we are defeating them. And to all of you guys, when we say defeating you, it mean that you're not a Liberian. No, no, no. It doesn't mean that you're not a Liberian. You are a bona fide Liberian. You have all right to support whoever you want to support. But at the end of the day, whoever wins, we will come back as Liberians and we will come together. I cannot speak for the other side, but I know if Mr. Cummings is the president of Liberia, he will bring everybody together. And it has been proven over and over. Mr. Cummings will never tell you to join the ANC. He would never force you. And I say this all the time, and I'm a living witness. I am not a registered member of the National Alternative National Congress. No, I am not. But the fact is that if I will register today, I will register with the ANC. So technically, within myself, I am. I am a supporter of Mr. Cummings. I started supporting Mr. Cummings 2016. Nobody asked me. I did my own research. I look at everybody. A lot of people invited me. They invited me to the Ure camp. They invited me. In fact, I was a friend of what we are, which I'm still a friend, but to him, I'm not a friend, which is not bad because he's a president now. But the fact is that when we shall finish with this election, we got to come back. We shouldn't hate each other because of election. I would not cut off speech for you because I'm supporting Mr. Cummings and you're supporting Buaka. But this is why I will tell you how we are winning. Go on Facebook and look at all the posts and see the reaction. I will put in and say, hashtag Cummings for Liberia. Somebody will come in your dreams. You sleeping, you crazy. Look at the old man. That is the response. Mr. Cummings will be the next president of Liberia. Look at you. That gay, that this. Mr. Buaka will endorse Mr. Cummings for president. In your dream, it would never ever happen. Cummings will be, they will endorse him to be senator for Maryland County. Cummings cannot even win Maryland County. They are not even giving you anything to say they're going to defend. I am promoting my candidate, but you come on my feed and you say negative things to me, that means you got nothing. I'm winning. I'm winning. So you come up. If I say Cummings for president, if you say Buaka for president, it sound good. It sound good. Oh, Cummings has a platform. Cummings got a blueprint. He talk about it every day. Mr. Buaka don't have one. I've never heard Mr. Buaka talking about the economy. I've never heard Mr. Buaka speaking on how he will create jobs. But if you know it, say it. Promote him. And don't just make up the story. I can't come here and say Mr. Cummings said this. I just show you something. This and Mr. Cummings has improved on it. He's been so consistent in what he said 2017, and he's still saying it and more. Mr. Cummings is the only candidate that continue to go around the country. You know, the people been lying to us and they've been fooling us. Monrovia, Montserrat County is not Liberia. The problems that in other county is so worse. It's just that they are peaceful and they enjoy themselves on that side in a sense that Monrovia is all congested, it's so crowded up. But Monrovia is not Liberia. You go to Ghana, you go to Nima County, it's the second. The economy is booming. Things are going at the next place. But we need to touch all the counties. The same problem in Maryland where children are not going to school. It's the same problem in Nima County, in Lofa County, all over the place. The same problem of market woman or man or jar going through is the same problem in other counties. The same problem in Grand Bassa County is the same problem in Riverside County. You see that? So we can't just look for one county. That is why when you're running for president, you look for the county. Your constituents are people. Don't say county is not a base. County cannot be your base. Yes, in a sense, because you're from this county, you expect them to support you. But they have to support you. If you don't deliver, if you don't sell your message, they don't have to support you. They can support someone else. Not because they say you're from Grand Bassa County, so that means all the Bassa people should go after you. No, 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 no. If anybody who love Liberia would think that way, that is why I don't believe in tribal association or county association. No, they got something to say. The Grand Bassa County Association, Nimba County Association, Maryland County Association, Lofa County Association. That means if I'm living in Maryland County, I should be member of the Maryland County Association. Or, but some of us, where you reside, you're resident for over 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That is where is your second county. Where you were born, that's your county. You know what I'm saying? So, if I was born in Maryland, I can tell people I'm from Maryland. But my second county is Monserrato because I grew up in Monserrato. You know what I'm saying? Not if my mom or pa born in in Bon County, that means I'm from Bon County. In real life, no, you're not from there. That's why I like my friend Nat George. Nat George born crew. Nat George father and mother from Sano. But when you ask Nat George, he tell you say I'm from Magibi. Because Nat George was born in Magibi. So Nat George a crew man, he member the Magibi association. You see, then you try to develop, then you have that mind. But you born in Grand Bassa County. Because your mom and pa came from somewhere, when you try to get into politics, that's the time they can tell you, but they may not Bassa man. Or the man can speak Bassa. So Bassa, Grand Bassa County should be for only people that speak Bassa, then we're not going to develop. No, no. Anybody can leave from anywhere and go to Grand Bassa County and say, I'm going to live in Grand Bassa County because the constitution, the election laws that you should be a resident 1 year in a county or a district before you contest for that position. But in Liberia, they will never take you. Yeah. Hillary and her husband, they moved to Harlem right after his presidency. That why she run for president in New York and senator. You know what I'm saying? But Liberia, if you're not born in that era, if you can't speak that, no, they're not. No, no, no. We're too traditional. That's not Liberia, no, Africa. But let's forget about the other people. When we talk about tradition, Liberia don't have it compared to Ghana and whatsoever. But at the same time, Ghanaians love Ghana. Ghanaians put the first house that they ever built into the county where they were born. How many Liberians do that? Some of us say we got land in Maryland. We put us there. No. But most of us, we don't know. Everybody want to build in Monserrato County. Everybody want to be, because you know what? The government have not decentralized nothing. They are stay into the city. Why other country, when you go to other countries, look at Abuja today. Nigeria, they've done with Abuja now. They're building another city to be the capital. They came from Lagos, they went to Abuja. Now they're building another city. When Liberia will build a new city, because our leaders are visionless. All they're there to make themselves rich. Because the role models, the other people there stole enough, and that's their time to steal. It's like a farm. Time to harvest, you call your friends and you steal, and then they come and sit back in America when they finish. But I got a message for you guys. It will change in Liberia. It will change in Liberia. We have never had a disciplined leader. A good leader, it means that is stubborn. I respect Tiawan Gonglo. Oh, the mayor, he too straight. Look at the mayor. The mayor, they get a man $2,000 every month for gasoline. He refused it. He said, let me write down the road. I should take $2,000 for gasoline. The other mayor, he would die poor. And that's truth. That's true, because we don't even pay the good people good. The ones that who try to be honest, we don't pay them. I remember my late boss man, Sereno Ford. He was a poor man. He died poor. Sereno Ford had land. Oh, I don't know how many acres, but wanted to build house directly from his salary. It was not an easy thing. And guess what? He was so honest until Amos Claudius Sawyer, went behind Dr. Ford and veto or payment. Just imagine the act that created the Ministry of Labor. Only the Minister of Labor has the right to increase or decrease work permit in the country. And because we did that survey and we just kept the same old amount, $450 for work permit, $50 for the book, $400 every year for foreigners. And these two guys, the Lebanese community, the Indian community, was fighting interim government, bribing our so-called legislators. It was on a Saturday. I was in labor ministry. I'm giving you a real story. May his soul rest in peace. Real story. George Ada came to labor ministry. By then, I was driving for the minister of labor. We went there Saturday. George Ada came in with a big box and a small little box. Upon this, water will be my last. When he entered that office, I saw the thing with my own eye. Dr. Ford cursed that man, cursed that man, cursed that man, almost to punch George Ada in the face. George Ada left. He and his so-called lawyers and accountant, we knew that our money in there. Monday morning, I usually stop to Freeport to get the newspaper. When I pack, the first newspaper that came to us, Sawyer slaps 4. Work permit from 450 US. Dr. Sawyer brought it down to 2,000 Liberty. By that time, the rate was like 7 to 1. Mr. Sawyer, Dr. Sawyer brought it down. My boss man were in the front seat, trembling like crew guy. I'm going to reach out and say, hey man, my boss man, myself were friends. I pointed and said, Professor, I never could. I said, Professor, I know somebody watching it. George William know what I'm talking about. People in labor ministry know what I'm talking about. People who know Dr. Ford know what I'm talking about. And people who read the story. Sawyer slaps 4 in the Inquirer newspaper, Democratic. I say it was all over the place. Dr. Ford said he will resign. I said, Prof, you're not resigning. He said, well, I said, you're not resigning. If you resign, you're a coward. That how close I was with Dr. Ford. He never sit in the back. I say, if you resign, you're a coward. He will laugh at you. I say, you remember? We went to the office. He was so calm. He called meetings. Everybody confused. The president feeling cancel the whole thing. Then they say we'll go to the legislators. This thing that passed long time before interim government got nothing to do with it. Guess what? They sent it back to the legislators. Lebanese community, the Indian community fighting it. Clarence Simpson was representing the Indian community, and another guy was representing the Lebanese community. They fought. Then our lawmaker, Vavli Dolly, know what I'm talking about. Vavli Dolly was one of he was one of the lawmakers in interim government. Vavli Dolly, but there were many lawmakers. These guys came to labor ministry for a bribe. You won't believe that labor, the interim, the IGNU government, the Transitional Legislative Assembly came to labor ministry, the people to bribe them, say the thing not easy. Laws are also to pass, but guess what? It looked like Dr. Ford was so mad, he walked out, he said, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. But at the end of the day, they voted again and they passed the law. That little box and that big box, it went to the executive mansion and never came back. Went to Dr. Sawyer. So when you hear some of us saying that Dr. Sawyer is a crook, he is a real crook. I can say it any day with pride and dignity. Dr. Sawyer, he's a rogue. Then, Dr. Ford's wife was working at the mansion. She was a secretary to Dr. Sawyer. Nobody knew which of the party Dr. Ford was in. When Gordon Summers came to Liberia at the executive pavilion, when they were calling all the political leaders, Dr. Ford stood up and walked along with United People's Party, UPP. When they left that office, Mrs. Ford's job was over. Mrs. Ford, her job was done. She was isolated. Sam Achivon, if you're watching me right now, he knows that time Sam Achivon was working in the same Dr. Sawyer office. So that Mrs. Ford now could not even get nothing. It was just Rick Monroe. Yes. So that how corrupt. I brought this story out to tell you how when you're not inside, then you will know what's going on. That is where some of us took our integrity, because I was just coming up my first time to work in government. I was doing my own little thing. I used to sew, I used to bake, I used to do all kinds of things. And then I started driving for Serena's 4. And then I became chief transport officer. Then I became I just had an inspection team. Then I went all the way up to inspector general. So we know what it means when you accusing. So Mr. Cummings reminds me sometimes about my boss. Nothing moved him. He says, son, no matter what you do in this world, what not for you, never take it. And you should walk in the street with your head in the air for people to look at you and say, yes, it goes a long way with your children. It's somebody who don't know what they call, who I'm talking about, Dr. Ford, I will tell you. So that's how the guys are corrupt. And today is worse in Liberia. Today, politics is like in fact, witchcraft in Liberia now get more something than even if you're a politician. I'm telling you, they can kill you because you supporting someone who they supporting, and they can free a witchcraft. That's how bad it is in Liberia today. People insulting, no more issues. Nobody asks you what is going on in Liberia. What can a leader do? Because why? Our people don't know. Our people don't know. Our politician come around. Now today, for you to be a pool washer, it's like, what? Because you know what? The old politicians, the corrupt politicians have damaged the system. They have polluted the system so badly, so Liberians do not believe them. In fact, I just got another news. Dr. Samba, who everybody, he worked with the United Nations, Dr. Samba, but I said it, Dr. Samba was living in District 13. He moved into District 12, rented one of the estate houses. That is where you can know when someone is crook. We went to visit Dr. Samba in 2018. My brother and myself, he speaks French. But then they said Dr. Samba lived in District 13. So we went to the place in District 12, not far from T. Swan House. I said, but I hear the man living. I told the man living. Then the other guy told me, say, hey, my man, for you to run, you got to get address. I said, what? So I said, the man is a crook. I said, the man is a crook. The first thing, the man left his resident, and he got a resident in this place just to pretend, because this side was vulnerable. There was nobody there running. And then at that time, he left his UN job. He spent almost $75,000 on his small little election, spending this and that in your independent. It's the same thing they told my brother. I will not even call a name because it's so simple. Oh, my brother lived District 17. Oh, my man, don't contest the election. When Sir Joseph leave, then you can contest in Sir Joseph era. But my brother is not living District 13. Why he should go and register in District? I say, if you leave this thing here, I won't trust you. No. Why would the hell you will leave District 17 and they want you to go register in District 13 to go run? What sense it make? It's the same thing, Sir Joseph, although Sir Joseph was in District 13. But guess what? Sir Joseph, in fact, I will tell you today, Sir Joseph just started building his house in Boisson. Sir Joseph never built a house. He was living in one of the New Georgia estates. He rented it. I went there. I saw the place, not far from the late Sompon place there. One small New Georgia house owned by Flomo, policeman Flomo. That all the guys didn't do. Akara's great. He don't live in the area. He was living in one place by Fifth Street in one room. What he did, he built a house in Duaso. And what the boy said, he was born in Nukutan, Dixon Sibo. Dixon Sibo parents, their house was right by the beach. The sea carried it already. But Dixon Sibo was in America when he won the primary for CDC. I'm not lying. Let somebody challenge it. He was in America. They had a convention or primary at the CDC head office. Margaret then took it up. Dixon Sibo was in America when he won the primary to get on a ticket. But Dixon Sibo lived in District 17. That's where he built his mansion. You see, they jump from place to place, and then Liberian people follow it. Then Liberians too used to it. They take you from District 16 to register in District 17 so you go and vote. But you forget to realize that you live in your district and you allowing bad people to come in your district. So what are you going to get from your district? Nothing you're going to get from your district. Nothing you're going to get from your district. You get Adolf Laura, may his soul rest in peace, was living District 17. That's why he got his mansion here, his wife. But he was the representative for District 15. What sense? Live there and see it. That's sometimes when you see Abu Kamara, yes, Abu Kamara lived there. You might, although that house not for him, but maybe it's for him now. Maybe he took it from his friend or whatsoever. But Abu Kamara from Lookington. When you stay in your district, you represent your people. And listen, they got some group of people, they call it the liberals, the liberal Democrats. They're in Philadelphia having a meeting right now. They say, oh, it's vulnerable right now. We are the alternative. The way CPP calls it. Look, Liberians, you're in our country. But the one that are here, they ain't get sense. They think Liberians in Liberia are stupid people. That is where you're supposed to know. You get Mr. Cummings, who went to the place, we never trusted Mr. Cummings. We say, oh, Mr. Cummings just coming. But Mr. Cummings moved to Liberia now. Mr. Cummings don't live in America. He moved there since before the election. You know what I'm saying? He lived there. He got property there. He got investment there. He got everything there. But they got other people now who think because CPP going to break up or CPP having problem, they want to go now. After years upon years, they go. They call themselves laborers. They fail the people of Liberia. They make dough to kill people. They make trouble to kill people. They kill dough. Then they came back. They were all in the interim government. The interim government had more doctors than anything in the history of the war and failed, but they want to come back again. Liberals. Liberal Democrats. You might not let nobody fool you. Then go sit their butt down. So, my people, Mr. Cummings, because of what he's doing, Mr. Cummings don't need to give you $5 or one bag of rice. Yes, out of generosity, he do it for people, but not everybody he doing it for. If sometimes will not reach to your house, sometimes you'll be lucky, it will be in your area. Sometimes you'll be lucky, it will be to different. That's true. Liberians, we are generous people. We gave to people, but you still will not reach out to anybody. When you hear a citizen say when they were going to bury Lincoln, this guy stood up by Lincoln, stood up by the train and said, yes, he was a good man. That man know my name. It didn't mean that the man already knew his name. You understand? But because of what the man did, what he put in place, he benefited from it. My people, Liberia is a rich country. Don't let nobody fool you. If the day Liberia get a very good leader or leader that will put things in place, Liberians will not do stupid job in the country for the kind of size we are. Look at Namibia today. Namibia is less than 3 million people. The city is so clean and the city is rich. People go to that place there. They killed them, the German killed them, but the German building that place. See Namibia. The police are afraid to take bribe. Look at Sierra Leone today. You can say, yes, the president get his own ways, but today in Sierra Leone, unless the police may really hard to take bribe from you. But look at Liberia today, we see police whipping our citizens For little or nothing, you beat a man like you want to kill him, and you arrested him and telling him to sit on a motorbike, and you command another motorbike rider, and you beat this guy all up, and you expect you police brutality, but nobody's saying nothing about it. These are all things that we need to talk about. Our children have been raped in our country, and the children who they're raping, their fathers or their mothers voted for this government. But is the government saying anything? No. But today we read it. You say, oh, the government, the only government that paving road, they may want to develop the country. Why our people are dying from starvation, from rape, from killing? We get a solicitor general who they said that he involved in killing, in juju. Nobody said nothing. We got a police director that he tape all over the internet, masturbating, play with himself. The president said nothing. Eh? We got other people. The guy where he was laying down the bed with a big Godzilla, one elephant. The guy took a picture. Nobody said nothing because the president doing the same thing. Going after 14 years old, going after babies. Look, all these things is child pornography. Child pornography is a crime. It is a crime in this country. You can do it anywhere around the world. When you come to America and somebody show you up, they will investigate you. Some of our men, our friends, our brothers then, they got no shame, but they follow people, children. They think are moral. The children are vulnerable in Liberia because you give them $50. They finish stealing enough. They have stolen enough for themselves. So it's nothing for them to give a little girl $50 or $500. The parents cannot support the children ordinarily. The only candidate who talking about law and order. Look, if the candidate is disciplined, we need a president that is disciplined. When we say discipline, look, it's not that your mouth got to be yelling. Sometimes the man you see quiet, I want you to look at Paul Kagame. Very quiet. If they tell you that guy desperate, you won't believe it. When I man tell you, say, nobody should pass here today, he is not passing there. Or leader, do not say, do what I say, but don't do what I do. Examples start from the home of the man who make the law. That's what people say. The lawmakers are always the law breakers. And it's wrong. Eh? They say, parent, they say, honor your mother and your father. Respect your mother and father. But they say, parent, do not provoke your children to anger. So you want us to respect the leader, but the leader must respect the people he's serving. God never called a leader to be a king or to be for them to serve him. Yes, God said they will give you all respect. They will do everything, but at the same time, you just a messenger for them. You just a messenger, just a spokesman. The leader is not the smartest man, but the leaders look for the brains and bring them closer. That's why you listen to them. You listen to other people. And then before you make a decision. Because one little decision a leader makes will damage an entire nation. Seriously. You get a president who, when they ask the president, when they tell him, Maggie, what you say? So when would the president make his own decision? He went to Firestone. It was broadcast live. Maggie, what you say now? Maggie gets something to say. That president will ask somebody to get something to say. Eh? We all here are not educated, but we got a president that got MA, that got a master's degree. So we're expecting to know more. But we're just trying to tell you that degree is, yes, it's good. Education is the bedrock of any nation. But not because you get the paper on the wall, that means you're educated. That paper only shows that you are prepared to be trained. You are prepared for the war. That's why some job will tell you, say, listen, just get your first degree and that's all we need from you. They're still going to train you. They will still train you. That means your brain, everything is open, you will learn. And education is a continuum process. Look at Lincoln. Lincoln he educated himself. That is why when you say you're a leader, you must read. You must do research. Look at other good leaders. Don't look at the bad ones. Don't look at the bad ones. Don't worry about yourself. Any leader, do not put yourself first. Oh, I got to eat first, because if I don't eat anything change right now, that's it. No. You prepare to serve. You must serve the people. You're not God. Or don't they say the president of God, the president can do anything to you. But the fact of the matter, why you want to serve, then today, Liberian people, they will come back to you to vote for them. So what are you doing as a citizen? What are you doing as a citizen? What is your role? You know your role? No, you don't know your role, because no civic in school anymore. You don't know anything about your constitution. You don't know your rights. The power is inherent in the people. The people make the country. You can get pissed off and go to your representative right now and put them out of the office. You can do that. But you got to do it with respect. Yes, they say, but respect our leaders. There's no say you can't cause. Let me tell you something. No law can hold you by cursing an individual. What people don't understand, define the word freedom of expression, freedom of speech. You cannot determine what is freedom of speech. Some people, freedom of speech, they will insult, but the public can condemn them, but the government cannot hold them responsible, cannot prosecute them, because you say freedom of expression. That is how you can express himself. There's nowhere say you can curse, but guess what? They say you can respect the president office. If you say F. Munir Kishen, president of Gibraltar, you disrespecting the office of the president. But if you say F. Munir Kishen, no title behind it, nobody gonna hold you responsible. Nobody gonna hold you responsible. They put say to Joe Biden, they don't just anybody attach the presidency to that name, FBI will go after you. There's a flag that hanging all in the country. They say F Joe Biden. Nobody going to worry about you, yourself. That's freedom of expression. But you must respect the president. That is why the security protects the president. I was listening to something here. This guy was giving some motivation. He was a motivational speaker. He had a very big position. He said when he came to the United Nations, every year he come, he go in the back of the building, he go through the same routine. He got a free, somebody pick him up from the airport, somebody take out his luggage. He goes there, they got room waiting for him. They give him his coffee, somebody serve the coffee and prepare his paper and whatsoever. And then he come, he got security. He was on that thing for 5 years and then he left. He decided to attend that program as an ordinary citizen. When he got to the airport, nobody, in fact, when he got there, the person who took that position from him, there's a car that went there and picked that person up. Nobody asked him if you were going. From there, he went to the UN. They knew him. Nobody gave him coffee. No, they just say, hi, James, what's up? And that was it. It's the position that you protect. So what a dog in that position is the position that they protect. You know what I'm saying? That is why they tell you don't get involved in security. That is why nobody respect it, because the security in Liberia too, they are partisan security. They wear George, wear t-shirt, and they move around. It's wrong. Then the citizen afraid. But let me tell you, and I get a news for you. Mr. Cummings is not coming with no security. What put on the head of the security can be changed, but the president has no right shuffling the entire security system with the ordinary man. You can change the directors. You can do this. If you don't like the man, they send him back to base. Until we can do that. Mr. Cummings said it every day. He said, our people need to be trained. Because that when anybody comes, you're there to protect the position. You're not there to go go in the market for your boss man wife. You're not there to go get coffee for your boss man wife. The boss man wife, he got no right drive and ride in the government car. for your boss, the house boy to go to your house, your office boy will go to your house and go pick up and go get water. In Liberia, do it. You get assistant minister, get special assistant. You get assistant minister, get policeman behind him. Is that what we got the police for? You get assistant minister walking with two policemen, you get nothing to do. Misuse of power, abuse of power. You get assistant minister. Just imagine assistant minister telling the police, arrest that man there. Arrest him. In fact, whip him. And they do it. And they fail to realize government going to change. And all these things will not happen in Liberia. Under the Cummings administration, you will have justice. You can sue anybody, no matter the money. Because that's the time small will stand back now and condemn anything. As much as I supported Mr. Cummings, I believe that Mr. Cummings will not do the wrong thing. Well, let me tell you something. If you want to see an arrogant leader, it will tell you from the start. The only people who insult Mr. Cummings are those that don't support Mr. Cummings. The only people who insult Mr. Cummings because they are afraid, they are member of the corrupt group. These are the people that don't like Mr. Cummings because they believe that Mr. Cummings will sabotage them. That is why they don't like Mr. Cummings. And some people that don't like Mr. Cummings, they have never met Mr. Cummings. They just don't like Mr. Cummings because the person they friend with like somebody, so they believe in the person. So they don't even know. People in Liberia today ask you, so what plan Mr. Cummings got? But you on Facebook every day, you can do your own research. You can do your own research, but you asking what plans Mr. Cummings. Oh, Mr. Cummings too Americanized. Somebody just made this man. Mr. Cummings Americanized. Mr. Cummings from a poor family worked hard for what he earned. He owe no one an apology. Mr. Cummings didn't owe me an apology because God bless him. That's my business to go hustle too. That's my business to hustle. It is your business to hustle, but we beg too damn much. We expect if John Brown go out there and hustle and get his money, he must share it with us. And when even he share with us, we're starving in the back because we are greedy people. Yeah, what Mr. Cummings did for us, we were in a refugee camp in Nigeria. Mr. Cummings never showed up there. Mr. Cummings was working with Nigeria at the time. Ellen Johnson went there to you before you voted for her. Ellen Johnson went there for you. Joshua went in the Nigeria refugee in the camp there in Nigeria. No. Only stupid people always say Joshua went there, but he don't have to go there. When they had all the Akosomo, all the meetings, Joshua attended it. Joshua at that time, he was celebrity. He ever came to Liberia and brought rice for our children? He ever went to Liberia and have one day Christmas party for the children? No, he never did it. He ever went to Gibraltar and bring the children on Christmas Day and divide gifts? He never did it. I challenge anybody to show me one picture. Show me one picture when Joshua was a celebrity where he went to Liberia and divided gifts. Forget about Lone Star. Forget about Joshua playing football for Liberia because some of you still don't even know how Joshua played for Liberia. You don't even know. Some of you people get to know Joshua for the war. When Lone Star, Joshua was never captain for the national team during Samuel Doe time. He was a star player. Joshua used to receive ticket from Liberian government. Then Monaco or PSG will say, okay, Noah, we just want for Joe, we have to play, then we'll be responsible to bring him. Every player that arrive, LFA will contact and they will come down. But because after the war finished, there was no money in the interim government. They won't spend money, nothing behind the football there because football too were not getting your damn cent. They were not bringing nothing. Everybody was just eating from the gate. You know what I'm saying? So when they're ready to play again, they call, oh, Georgie, my man Lone Star playing. So they took Lone Star, put Lone Star in Joshua hand. Then Joshua now will call or select who he wants to play until he start. Thomas Kojo was not on no team. They brought him. That Joshua brought Musa Shannon. Joshua brought the people he feel he want to bring. So if you don't succumb with Joshua, succumb to him, you're not going to play for Lone Star. So Joshua had all the power. Even one time Joshua said, James Diba was not even going to play. When he said that day in Liberia, James Diba would not play no game. This and that because James Diba, this and that. The thing divided. You know what I'm saying? But take football out. Take football out. There are a lot of ordinary Liberians who go to Liberia every day, Christmas time, and feed the kids. There are ordinary Liberians who work hard. They got orphanage home in Liberia today. When we were in Liberia, some people would come from America that they build where they pay $200-300 to dig where in the community. George Weah did it, no, but you voted for him. But you get the audacity to talk about Mr. Cummings, say, oh, what Mr. Cummings was? When Mr. Cummings was trying to transport some of his people from Liberia, when Mr. Cummings was supporting his other people, other friends that were closer to him, you forced to be his friend? I never knew Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings know me. The people that I knew during the war, my auntie used for the 8 months I lived in Ghana, I think 6 or 8 months, my auntie used to send me $200 every month. I was a big boy. And you know what I'm saying? So I go to my little Forex bureau, I collect my $200 every month. Then I get other friend. I have another guy in Belgium, they call Mark Rubin. He sent me a little to that 150 Europe and whatsoever. So tell me, I don't know other person. Joey ain't give me money. He forced to give it to me. Then I'm a business. He didn't want to send me refugee camp. Mr. Cummings didn't send you refugee camp, but we beg so much. We believe that when you rich, you're supposed to help the other people. That is why all our rich people are running away from us, because by the time you say, hello, John Brown, my man, you do my man, just passing. Hello, John, my man, yesterday on my birthday. We big, 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 big. It is a right. If they want to be generous, they do it. I'm saying this thing to say we do it for other people, but we ready, we ask. And now, even if we compare what Mr. Cummings have done in Liberia, if we compare them individually, I challenge any Liberian. No Liberian has reached Mr. Cummings' achievement in Liberia. From 2016, 17 now, no Liberian. Go back and check your own government. In 2002, under Judy Bryant. Go back and check Ellen Johnson. When even Mr. Cummings was not even on the list to run. What he did for Ebola. What he did, the connection that he made, that he did for Liberia. He don't have to go and be explaining it. I wouldn't want to explain it today. Because I think we need to know, we want for Liberians to know about these things. Mr. Cummings, and I challenge anybody on record, the first individual Liberians who look at Liberians and say, I will help them, that pay over $100 and some more $1,000 for WAEC, before George Weah they start doing it. That Mr. Cummings, they stole it from. Mr. Cummings, that's why some of us, why we don't say these things. University of Liberia. Which of the Liberians that went there to fix their computer lab? Mr. Cummings spent $30,000 worth. He gave $30,000 worth of computer to University of Liberia lab. He contributed to the scholarship fund, $2 million Liberian dollars. $2 million Liberian dollars is 20,000 US at the time. Yes. So why are we doing these things? BWI today, the generator that they're using was bought. Mr. Cummings brought out generator for him brand new. Because of light and whatsoever, he gave it to BWI. He ain't got to be bragging about it. God bless him. Now they call he's a philanthropist. Go on the Coca-Cola website and look at the last letter. Go there for yourself. You go there for yourself. You get Facebook. You looking at me right now. Go to Coca-Cola, letter that was written by Coca-Cola about Cummings. And they will tell you, the African that honor Coca-Cola today, let them tell you how it started. When all the Coca-Cola family, that time they is. Liberians family benefited from it at Coca-Cola. Yeah. But because the man want to run for president, it's a problem. Because he want to run for president, it's a problem. So our so-called politicians, few you other people will let chicken change. You allow chicken change. Which of the candidate that pay people, forget, listen, don't even bring nobody. I don't want nobody to bring Daniel Cassette. Daniel Cassette just going to Liberia. So Daniel Cassette went to Liberia and started with his cash violence. Nobody talking. So forget about Daniel Cassette. He have not tested it yet. He's still waiting for whatsoever. I listened to this kid who got the other show talking about Yopo. Yeah, look at him. Money for his ass. And he working for Mr. Cummings for $3,000. My boy, you're listening. Is that something he's gonna get vexed? You work for COP, that's not even a political party. COP is made up of members of other political parties and independent. This boy was hired by ANC. ANC, UP, ALP has the right to go and recruit anybody. But they don't want you to know. That is why you don't know civics. That is why the people who even say that the so-called educated people, my people, the so-called educated people, oh yes, Mr. Cummings going around, they're taking people member. That your member, they are your slave. Mr. Cummings took that young boy with potential and said, okay, come work for us. So is that a crime? Even a party paying $3,000 for you to be all on social media? Look at that one. Who the one making? You who to make somebody? This boy had a business going. That you send him to school. That his mind and pa supposed to say, we the one making. COP, they're not your property. But you all know that COP is not a pressure group anymore. COP, the entire hierarchy, the leadership of COP is made up of ALP, UP, and the other group. The only men who were there supporting Mr. Cummings, in fact, Dumia left, and this boy, the only person that God just moved from behind there. Yeah, because Cummings pay him $3,000, it's going to be ashamed of yourself. The boy not stealing, Cummings pay him because he worth it. You wish Mr. Cummings was paying you $3,000 every month. You wish ANC was paying you $3,000 every month. That is a petty jealousy, the lowest jealousy ever in the history of mankind. For you to say, yeah, because they pay you $5,000, they pay you $3,000, how you left the COP. COP can pay somebody work. You think that monkey work Babu draw? When y'all go on protest, then y'all go behind closed door and collect money. When y'all come do so, then y'all collect money. Because that's what they've been doing all those years with Ellen Johnson. Because the official was so corrupt, by the time they say, well, we'll call your name, my man, just forget it, my man, I beg you. Let's small 5,000. My man, just forget it. If some of us knew that thing long time, we're not going to talk nothing. We're just going to sit back. If some of us knew that all these people in the child pornographic mess, sleeping with people's children and taking a picture and putting it all on social media, that's somebody's daughter. That is somebody's man. That is somebody's wife. But they face all on social media. That little girl sitting somewhere today. But we got some idiots. They will come under your post and then they talk about it. Oh yes, they ain't enough proof. We never believe nothing in Liberia once that they're friends. That is why Liberia don't go nowhere. That is why the leaders refuse and scared to prosecute people, because by the time you won't do it, they say, oh, you know that man that was son. No. You got daughter. And some of you saw that picture. You saw that picture. If I, Munir Kisha, were going to see that picture a long time, we were never coming to ever get on the scene line. I can't lie to nobody. It creep my skin. Somebody's daughter, you can see the youth in her leg, her face, and she bend her face down like this. She don't want to do it. That I think I kill Willie Knuckles. But some of y'all, because you love the people, you're a lie to sly. You love them until they can bring it in your homes and you don't say nothing. Turn around. That's what we call by empathy. Turn around and say, let it be your daughter. I got two beautiful girls. Not because the one here and the other one, nobody try it and whatsoever, because my eyes and they're blasting and take it to those place and go that place. How do you feel to take that face? That face will remain on social media for the rest of the. That's not no dark picture. Any picture that is dark, any picture that is Photoshop, I got a software on my computer. It's easy to find. That's why, in fact, somebody people send me pictures, they changing face. I said, don't put that nonsense to me. Putting somebody's face on a woman, put it there. I said, don't send it. putting gun in the person here that Nelson and another one here to can do. And I here to can look at itself. That's just for fun. Eh? Pornography is a crime in America. Y'all know why this boy went to jail? That fat guy, when he said he was, somebody gave me the name. He was the face of Subway. They been tracking him, holding him on the computer, tracking him. They tracking him, they tracking him. They just walk on him and took his computer. But that picture will surface. That picture can be 10 years. It can be 20 years back. Where is that little girl today? That's somebody's wife, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's auntie, it will be somebody's grandma. And you take the picture. And some of these ones then just sitting there. Oh, money, don't do it. Don't do the thing. Don't do this. Don't do that. I'm not leaving it. I'm taking my time. I will ask question. I will ask question. I will ask question. I will ask question. These are the same people who want to run for office tomorrow. These are the same people who want to run for office tomorrow. Imagine when they in power, what they will do. Like the one we get there right now. He alone get all the girls in the town. When Charles was there, he was doing the same old thing. Just marrying people dollar like Idi Amin. When Doe was there, if I Doe said was much better, say. Doe, I think, to be frank with you, Doe was very polite in his own. Doe was a very private person before you even there to know. But right now, they don't care. They don't care. The same thing every one of them do, the Bernard Ure, whosoever. People, babies. At least when the person 18, 19, but I bet you that particular picture, that person is not even 18 years old. You can see the face of the person, what the person, oh, the girl was so, the girl was down. And you all there performing like you get some porno movie. You're superstar. They can candy. They're Liberian people. They come in your inbox. They want to talk. Y'all go ahead. I will ask question. I will ask question. I already made a appointment. Let me tell me, and I hide and I know poor society, man. I will ask question and ask question until somebody will give me an answer and say what happened with so. What is the way to do it? In your one, they say, let me tell you today, politics are not no church house. Or crime is a crime. Or crime is a crime. They get some parents, they get some young children in Liberia today who are struggling to raise their children. They get some young mothers, single mothers, who are struggling to raise their children. They refuse to go out with other people. They're struggling to raise their children. It's not easy. But they got some men there who don't care. They will never help a little girl. We all want to sleep with them. They will never make that difference and say, oh my, I will pay your school fees for nothing. They will never do it. These are the people who want to be president in Liberia. These are the people who want to be senators. They're running. They are all behind them because we glorify corrupt people. We glorify killers. We glorify people who damage other people's lives. Yeah? And I say any day, as much as I love my brother was a child sailor man. Chief of Signal Unit. He never worked in the government. If anybody get a message on him, I need a war crime code, he will answer your own question, not me. Like we all go to heaven, God, everybody, my mom, my wife, everybody will answer their own little question to God. So guys, please like this video. Like the video. I know I get 32 persons, so the 32 are looking at it. The one who read it and like the video, and the one that are paying attention to. The other ones, then the other 10, that they one them who don't like me, and as the one them who piss off right now. So let me go back to the topic. Alexander Cummings. Now let me just go back to the quote. Yeah. Y'all heard the news. Bernard Ure and his people sue Mr. Cummings. First, they sue Mr. Cummings for forgery. Then they say, oh no, they're not forgery. They say that temple, first they say they started with temple, oh, the temple, the document, and this and that. Then they sue Mr. Cummings for forgery because Mr. Cummings went and took and signed Mr. Ure's signature. Mr. Ure said, I don't think he know his own signature good. He do know it. Where all of them, sometimes I sit and I say, yeah, everybody made a mistake. You sign, then you carry to notarize. That had started corruption. Poor Mr. Cummings with them. They were notarizing, they use it. They sue for forgery. Now they say the case is about the clause that is in there that you cannot leave the CPP. When the CPP holds together, it's better for Liberia. When the CPP apart, then it's a bad thing. And we all wanted to hold together. So we put something in there that nobody can go. Mr. Cummings can go. If Mr. Cummings leave today, he will run independent. He will go as an independent candidate. ANC will not run. It will not contest. Any other party, that thing been there a long time. That thing that they want, we all were dependent say yes. That is why Ure said that we should hold them responsible. Anyone who tried to break it, anyone who tried to leave, we should hold them responsible. But the real truth, Ure had a mission and a plan. The plan was to deliver Mr. Bwaka, which is the weakest link. But let me tell you, I would say, y'all think Mr. Cummings was the weakest link. No, Mr. Cummings is not the weakest link. If you and myself into a competition, if I don't have anything to tell you, how can I win you? Now listen, Mr. Ure, Mr. Weir cannot look at Mr. Cummings and call Mr. Cummings corruption. Mr. Cummings not in charge of the country. Mr. Cummings not collecting government taxes. He never worked in government. What you say, that Mr. Cummings mingle with corrupt people? No. But it's easy for President Weir to debate Mr. Bwaka and bring about the past. And say, okay, you say I corrupt. You say you corrupt. Why you do it? It's easy. So Ure could not. So Mr. Cummings now were just they were trying to think that he was going to be the sacrificial lamb. And thank God for Spoon that they realizing it, because I can still remember the CEO one time were some program. How will Cummings make it? You got Liberty Party supporting Bwaka. You got ALP supporting Bwaka. Mr. Cummings got no path to the standard bearer. There is no way Mr. Cummings can win. There is no Mr. Cummings can win it because you got two parties already supporting Mr. Bwaka, which was truth. But how are you going to win it? So, but Mr. Cummings has been doing his homework. He been going around the country, been talking to people. Then when they realized that Mr. Cummings have gained ground, they said, oh, Mr. Cummings want Bravo. Look, oh, there was a tip. Mr. Cummings said he will get the people motorbike. But this is the stupid part of it. And the people who come in argue now, they're not the old people, they're not young people, they're not all common Liberians, the educated ones. You can give any political party a logistic. I can give you motorbike. I can give you whatsoever that you must support me. Liberty Party don't have a candidate. ALP don't have a candidate. ALP got the right to negotiate with any political party, say what in there for us. And you told you say he won't be president, but he can get a few ministerial positions. ALP Liberty Party got the right to say what in the thing here for us that must support you. You who live in America, when Barack Obama and Hillary were neck to neck, don't you know that the balance money, the money that Barack left, Barack agreed to pay $30 million of Hillary debt in her campaign? Oh, you don't know that? There is nothing wrong with negotiating when it comes to politics. The illegal part of it, when you go to a polling center on an election day and you send people in that area and you start to distribute money and say, go and vote, go and vote. You can even provide bus. You can pay for bus to drive people to the polling center. But you cannot go in the polling center, in the polling center area and start giving money for people to go vote. That's a crime. They can arrest you. They can arrest you. You're not supposed to stay in a group and give people money, even if you're campaigning. If you campaigning, you don't do it. Come, $100 go. This guy go. Go. You cannot. You can buy food they will eat, they can drink because they're all there. But they don't know. They don't know. If Mr. Cummings, okay, let's agree, Mr. Cummings say, I will buy your motorbike. Yeah, they put the motorbike campaign. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look. Yeah. They say when the man drowning and the ship capsized or boat on high sea and he can't swim, that man, when he see a little straw that hanky, he can grab it. Anything he see, he will grab on it. It almost like the man who can fight too good. When you beat him, he will turn around and take stick. He can do all kinds of things. That how they looking to do. So they're making up their story. Y'all know that whole fingering document started with Liberty Party first. But you know, Mr. Ure gave two different scenarios. The first time he said he heard it from somebody from NEC, a whistleblower, gave him the information. But this time now, on his son's show, he said if something was televised or on TV, and he saw people on one of the talk shows that Harold did it, just lying, say that nobody can leave, nobody can leave, nobody can leave, nobody can leave. So the next day he called his chairman and asked his chairman to bring the document. Oh, they same document, Mr. Ure said they didn't get it. But then the Ure said, Mr. Cummings told him, said, but the document that you have is your copy. Oh, wow. That's zero. But my people, you ain't let to listen to. And the problem with you will just listen to the thing and follow for your one for people to explain it to you. On our show, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Ure opened up and said, I turned over 5 copies to Mr. Cummings because it was under his administration. They signed it. So when they're doing the turning over ceremony, he turned 5 copies to Mr. Cummings for Mr. Cummings to go and notarize it and bring a copy back so that Mr. Cummings put the document under his arm and went there. But the same Ure said it was done by Zoom. The same Ure told us before that Mo Ali was the one who collected the signature page. And Mo Ali said the same thing. I collected the signature page. No, they say, then the chief said, no, Mo Ali collected the document. Even if Mo Ali collected the document and took it to a luscious, CPP guys or secretariat. The secretariat is made up of all the political parties. Then now one man can just hold document. So when they went to NEC, it was not a luscious store alone that went to NEC. Every one of them signed that document to take it to NEC. But that page that they signed, let me put it down in simple. The page that they signed was May 19. The Liberian people got vexed and said that whole CP document are bullshit. BS. That's how they brought in a lawyer. They brought in a team of lawyers. Finney and Kofi Woods and Ben and Mr. Sanon. They brought them together. They said, but what they did, they did not strong. So they recommended 10 things to make it strong. And one of those was the clause for them to stick together. And they did a letter. And the only thing they wanted to clarify, if you can register with your party, can register when you register in a group. But in that document, if you read it, they want to be on the internet, send Charlie Kintan, they want to register Darius Dillon all. They say they signing all constituent political party that signed this document, not the exact war, will not participate in any election until after 2023. But because our so-called educated people do not read the entire document, they never read it. They just saw the top and the bottom and the sign. You see? So some of them said, some of them didn't read that part. They say, we need to leave now, because if you don't leave now, when you go to the convention, to the primary, when you lose, you can't leave. That was mistake. They lie on that one. All they thought, when you go to the primary and they whip you, you can't go. But you can go now. So we just start laughing at them. But the only man that really look at that document was Bernard Ure. Bernard Ure was smart. Bernard Ure saw it there. That is why he rubbed it in Mr. Cummings' face to support Mr. Boaka. And he said, that man not going nowhere, because the man go here and not run. So he ain't got no choice. He will stay here. And by that time, what I was telling Mr. Cummings, you got to leave, because you can't win these people. The people that are corrupt, the people here, they already planned the thing, especially from the Nima thing. Then today, why you sue CPP? Because a CPP document. No, they sue Mr. Cummings for forgery. Now they went to the court. They will carry Mr. Cummings to court. They say, we want the thing to be televised. But let me tell you something today, yeah? I'm now a lawyer. The people who push for things to televise are the ones who don't trust the system. They sue Mr. Cummings. So they trust the system. They sue Mr. Cummings. They sue Mr. Cummings. The Cummings team who say, we don't trust the system, so we want it to be televised. They're supposed to push for it. But instead, they're pushing for it. And when you don't know the law, and so our lawyers came out and said, listen to me, let me tell you something. The whole case, the man quoted the whole thing. This case is just a misdemeanor. Even if they find you guilty, which Mr. Cummings is not guilty, I'm just saying it was just an ordinary person, that 6 months jail. The one that Serena Seafor said that 1 year, 6 months. And even they're going to find you cash that $1,000. We have never televised a trial in Liberia. Who is Mr. Cummings? Because he's running for president. So we should televise it, because the plans. The big time so-called talk show dude won't take the video and they won't put it on social media and start writing, oh, Mr. Cummings that criminal, you see? Mr. Cummings that criminal, Mr. Cummings that criminal. But the judge, sometimes when you think the judge is wicked, the judge this and that, but the corrupt judges knows the law. The man took that thing and denied it, and true. You not see temple of justice. You see how he high up, he gave it to the people and threw it from way up. He denied it. It came all the way. The paper was on the ground floor. That's how bad I got through that thing also. Then they asked them for the evidence. They said, Judge, can you give us 3 weeks for evidence? The judge said, no, I gave you 5 days. Serena Seafor now, who the government lawyer, he's supposed to prosecute Mr. Cummings now. They begging, they must give them more time. Oh. So we say, okay, let's teach your small sense. Our lawyers subpoena all documents, every document, the communication between Mr. Cummings and Mr. Boaka and Ure, from Mr. Cummings to the office boy, from Mr. Cummings to the boy who was sweeping, all that document on WhatsApp, they should bring it, because that the CPP document now. That's what they say, you haul rope haul bush. When you go in the forest to pick your lay medicine, your lay juju, when you bend down, you picking your medicine, you see the one that behind you, that's somebody own. So be careful. That's why they will always tell you, when you don't get plenty of children, don't join witchcraft. When your children plenty, you free to join the witchcraft because they will tell, they say one, you say I don't want it. The one say I don't have one. But you know you get only one boy, one girl. Then you go join the witchcraft and sort of get children, or you get only one. After you not eat, they say, so they catch up with them. So this is a public announcement. If you get any evidence you want to sell, please contact Bernard Ure or the chairman or his son in Liberia or his other UP people to help them. They promote him. The next thing, their plans are, by the time they throw us and they want to take it to Supreme Court, they think they can delay it. But the more they take it, the more promotion. So guys, please put your hands together for Mr. Ure and his boys for promoting Mr. Cummings again. Mr. Cummings now is the hottest guy on the town. Is the hottest man in Liberia. The international community, to everybody, even the people at Center Street, the day body there, all of them talking about Mr. Cummings now. Imagine day body them talking about Mr. Cummings. Imagine a Zogo them all talk, they're getting very simple. What did men do to your people? 12 strong members from the youth from the ALP resigned, including Samuel, one of the dude, the guy who, when they say the brain behind the whole ALP, but they will not do it. They will not say, because you will soon call that boy in America to start cussing. You know what I'm saying? Then you see how God moved from behind there. You see how God moved from behind there. Mr. Cummings ain't need to call America and say call lobbyists. No. The team were on BBC. The people get American ambassador in Liberia. The men know what happening. The men know that nonsense. So the lobbyists that they got here, Roy and River, that your taxpayer money paying them, they're not Mr. Cummings, they're not working for Mr. Cummings. So what they did, Ross sent a text to River. She the PRO now. Say, please tell that people over there. That Mr. Cummings thing there, where they go say they won't charge Mr. Cummings, and not going well down with the people here. Because everywhere we go, won't talk for them. They say, you're talking for the people, they trying to bring politics and try to suppress a man. That only advice the men were giving them. He said, and the real truth, I will not get George Weah involved. They don't want to put George Weah inside Magay. They say George Weah getting warning for his man, Papi, don't worry. Relax. We know what to do. They know that Kabina Janet Una correct already. That was they miss the MCC thing. They say, oh, don't worry. They say that Magay man there who doing all the things. We already get this on him. And we know, but they won't say, we already know that Taylor Ure supposed to be the ambassador to France. But I want that George Weah can appoint her again. George Weah gave the other contract to the other daughter to take care of the parking lots. Then they gave them frequency. So Bernard Ure working for them. And when you listen to Bernard Ure interview, you say, yes, I can talk to the president. The president, my friend. You know, Bernard Ure say he pele born now. Be from Carrisburg, but he say he pele. You know, all of them, they want to say they pele. So that late text now, they send a text to the ambassador. The ambassador appeared on spoon. He gave it. Then but he admitted, he said, man, how you know that? I don't know. The ambassador now sent a text to Magay. Magay took the text and gave to USA, man, you're needing it here too. We've been telling you everything that when Ure go to CPP meeting, that he was the spy. By the time he came outside, he called his son in America and said, I want the people say. Every information he gave it up. When they gave it to my boy now, you know, out of arrogance, the boy, he's so he flamboyant, his ego. He's the man, he's the hottest, he's the most talk about politician, he's the hero. Because your boy always watch the group or don't never make comment. So your man went and published it because all the people in there were all Liberty Party, ALP, and UP. Mo Ali, Daros Dillon, they all part of that thing. And they saw it. And he put it in there bragging And Yogurt responded and said, my man, you working for the people too now? Instead of he shutting his mouth, yes, we're working for them to prosecute your boss man, your criminal boss man. The boy ain't cussing him. Yogurt was so intelligent. Jet tried to tell him. Then the other one, Alvin Jones. Yeah, Alvin Jones. He said, but the government has all right to get involved in a criminal case. They see Alvin Jones can be on his show, who they watching. All of them. The whole group, the one who the coordinator for COP USA and Stephen Johnson, that the UP people there, they don't want to control the COP now. So Yogurt just published it, and he resigned finally from the secret the advisory council, which is just a fake advisory council. They never had a meeting one day, and he took himself off the group. So my boy was ashamed, embarrassed. He had to come and start talking. Mr. Cummings lobbied. Mr. Cummings lobbied, took the document that true. Y'all who said I lied, the man come by and said that true. Hey, Jesus Christ. Hey, God know how to catch them. Oh. They say small child can run, they can't hide. In a net time, you call me sweetheart. And in a daytime, you tend to rogo. Whole day we can hear. So the American embarrassed, Maggie embarrassed, everybody embarrassed. The thing all over. They say, oh, that fake text. They never believe nothing. That's why most Liberians come and say, my man, you know your man dying. My man, not true, man. That woman Janet will be acting like she's sick. That's what they can do. My man, your wife, we saw your wife. So, oh, my man, don't worry, man. But go tell them, say, I saw one man and your girlfriend together. Or I saw one man and your wife. The way they will run. Because they're jealous now. When they say, oh, my man, I saw your woman, she was laying down in front of the house there, acting like, my man, I get always doing that thing there, man. She just acting that kind of way, but really nothing happened to her. Nothing happened to her. We won't believe nothing. Oh, the tests were fake. You spoil the case. Don't say we're working with the government to prosecute. You the one carry your damn case to the court. You ask for lawyer, public defender. Look, let me say this. I'm not a lawyer, but I know case. Then you know, look at the example now. Look at the example he gave me. The case with Floyd. That's a criminal case. The government is the one who prosecuting the case. The government is the one who going to prosecute, who prosecuted the police officer. But if I take my case to court, you stole from me, and I took that case to court, that doesn't mean that, yes, the government can get involved. But I took it to court, I get lawyer myself. Who is ALP lawyers? So because that Mr. Cummings now, so it is true the law apply. So ALP requested for a public defender. The government has all right to get into a criminal matter. But most of the time the government can get involved. Let's say somebody kill you. They kill they kill someone in the area. And then they say this the man that did it. But this person who died don't have nothing much. The government can go in that case and take over the case. The government can take over. All the stealing, the killing, people been going to the police station. People been arresting people. Seriously, for him prosecute one. All the stealing, they prosecute one person. But that Mr. Cummings, he said he got evidence to indict Mr. Cummings for 1 year, 6 months. My people, all the stealing, the killing, that government supposed to defend the family. The three boys that got missing. Where was Serena Cephas? The auditors that were killed, where was Serena Cephas? All the children had been killed. They're stealing from people. Where was Serena Cephas? But it come to Mr. Cummings now, a petty case. That is saying Serena Cephas said government going to collect $4 billion. He was bragging all the people again. They were getting $2 million. He and his friend Johnson, Arthur Johnson. That is saying Serena Cephas, they say he in juju. He can take on him on being hard. It was all on social media. They get interview. The more call him. Nobody say nothing. He already ugly just a babu. Eh? They say when you bring the when you look at the ugliness so much, you get vexed. Why? What? We're waiting for the next case. We know that it's not going to be easy. But we'll come up with plan B. Now, plan B, our next action. I know Mr. Cummings will not do anything. Mr. Cummings is a man of peace. Mr. Cummings will not sue nobody. Mr. Cummings is going to be very calm. But the ANC Global, I can't guarantee you to say they can sue you. Jihad is your sue the ANC leader. Don't be surprised that the ANC will sue your leader too. You will not think you're the only people that they're not one woman can born crazy child. When you see all the 10 crazy people in the town, that 10 women, because I think God will just make one woman 10 children get crazy than that. In times of peace, prepare for war. So today now, they're begging the government to give more time for them to go look for evidence. My people, what kind of sense that? Y'all tell me. I beg you. Maybe I don't know. But let me ask you. And you got to be prepared before you go sue your neighbor. Your neighbor did something to you. You go to court and you saw the burden of proof is on you. That you saw to tell the court. Then you go tell the court, say, okay, Josh, just give me 2 more weeks. I'm supposed to get some kind of evidence on my neighbor. But you know the time I went to go get it, the neighbor door was outside. So I can't bring it again. But just give me 2 more weeks. Let me go try again. Amen. Wow. They say when cockroach ready to die, you can go in the rain or bottle. You're who in Africa and we are in Africa. When you put a rain or bottle down, the cockroach will climb and go in the bottle to lick the oil. When you finish licking the oil, you can even turn it like this, it will not come outside. It's slippery. And you know when you want to kill cockroach, it's so smart, but it's smart until they can be coming towards you, unless you kill it. They play your beast and I play you see the cockroach coming. Let me go to my little quick break here, and let me take a water. So please watch this promo. I'll be with you in few seconds.
That in the business you catching fever. You getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We coming. Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I'm going to open the phone line, and you want to make a call, maybe you can make a call, and I will maybe accept one or two calls. It's up to you. But this is the point. The case is still at the court. Mr. Cummings will abide by the laws. Mr. Cummings will attend every court proceeding. He's not different from any other person. Mr. Cummings is serious and genuine about this business. He knows very well that politics is not for babies, and he know how to take care of himself. He's a big boy. He will not just sit there and try to show off. No, he will go by the laws. He did nothing wrong. And if you never trust anybody in your life, for where Mr. Cummings is coming from, he's very disciplined. And that is the kind of leaders we're looking for. We're looking for a disciplined leader. When they say leaders are disciplined, that means law and order number one. You know what I'm saying? Look at our country today. We still cannot put things in place. We still running like a day-to-day thing. The president get up and bring any project. The president, it took 9 months to put a whole propos for prosperity agenda together. They didn't use one. They're taking quota, dropping in the street. They say, oh, the president project, the president, the man. Everything that happened, they put a president picture. More than we in the Middle East. That Middle Eastern people do that in there. Put a president picture and pray to them whole day. But that's his style. But he's not speaking. And let me tell you, Liberians listen to the leaders and the pastors. And that's why most of the so-called pastors in Liberia, that's why they continue to misuse our people. They tell the people, oh, you need to sow seed. The people they say they must stay sow seed. We are Christians. We believe in God. And pray for the people, win salvation. So, guys, I'm going to open the phone line. And those of you who want to call, you are free to call. And if you call, just make it in 2 minutes because I got something else to do. I want to get out of here too. So please, okay. So that's it. The message will continue. We'll continue to make the case. We're not going to force with nobody. You that want to curse, you can go ahead and curse. You that don't believe in anything, it's up to you. If you don't believe, you don't believe. If you don't believe in anything, you don't believe in anything. I'm not going to force you. And so as you making your calls, I'm not going to read the comments, but I will just post the comment up there for other people to see. And Achimo Frederick, what's up? My brother has everything. Long time. Oh yeah, we're going to start going after George Weah and his administration. That is our next phase. That is our next phase. You are 100% right because we know exactly. Yep, we will achieve. We will. And that is the truth of the matter. The George Weah, look, if anybody think that George Weah are going to win the presidency because of the situation in Liberia, don't waste your time unless you don't know. Liberians will vote against George Weah. Big time. And the seditions will be the one that will do that. The disenchanted sedition. Don't blame yourself. You voted for George Weah. You owe no one an apology. You did what you're supposed to do. You did your best. And he messing it up. And your life stayed the same. 4 years gone now is nothing. That corruption will be over that government. The corruption, the $16 billion that got missing. But when they read it, they said that it got missing from early time. But go and read the report. They said 41% of that money came under the George Weah administration. 41% of the money. So they gave no account. Then still, what you guys still look at? All the money, even the money that came from France, different money that came around. The chairman said that when the president traveled, he come back. The money, every money he get, he use it. But what Sereno Sifa said on T-Max show, he said that liquor talk. So let me ask you the question. Liquor talk. If somebody go and kill, and the person say, oh, I was drunk yesterday, that's why I killed this guy. So you will let them go because he was drunk. But Molba Modu, who gave the whole story about Mr. Weah, his womanizing, what he doing, and the corruption and whatsoever, coming from the chairman Umof, instead of them prosecuting him, Serena Cephas said that liquor talk, and they let it go. Tomorrow, he will be a state witness. You not worry. That's my. Okay, my light went off. You know, but he sat there and did nothing. Wow. Achimo, you ready put it on one, you talk about the George Weah administration. Talk about his administration. Talk about it. Okay, yes, we'll continue to talk about it. I know. Alexander Bright, yeah, right. But you see, listen, guys, we know the thing is that just coming up, talking about Mr. Cummings, talking about George Weah government, and in knowing what is going on in this month with this whole thing, if we don't speak, the only person that not going to speak on this case is Mr. Cummings. But as a member or a fan or a supporter, other people are making the case and saying the people out there giving false information, we must fight it no matter what. We can't just sit here and allow the other people to continue to give false information and think that Liberians will be intelligent enough to accept it. You know, when you don't speak out, the people think that you're wrong. Mr. Cummings is not going to speak on this case because it's in front of the judge. They will not say anything, only the lawyer will speak. But for us, I'm just an ordinary citizen. I got a right to damn it. I got a right to talk about it. And we got to debunk all the false news that are going around. So this month going to be a tough month. More coming. They're planning more stuff. So we need to get on the defense too and start to put them in places. So that is the point. Not just to say because I should come and talk about George Weah government. And when Mr. Cummings get on, there are a lot of things we're going to talk about George Weah and Frederick. There are a lot of things that we know that will bring out. So let them go ahead. Let them continue to make the mistakes. We got everything sitting down. I'm not going to say anything. They're doing that part. Hey, they got some good stuff they're doing, but the worst one, we're going to say it. We're going to fight. It will not. This election will not be an easy election. I can't lie to nobody. It's not anything easy. Yeah. So let me. Damn, Frederick, you alone, my man. Yeah, Ellis Brown said yes. We'll talk about George Weah, but trust me, I'm not going to say nothing much about it. So next time we'll talk about George Weah. Done. As the government, including the Attorney General and their investigator, investigated Bernard Ure claims against Alexander B. Cummings thoroughly before issuing the writ, warrant, and arrest. Who authorized the writ, warrant, and arrest? Have prosecutors presented enough evidence to guarantee such arrest for criminal proceeding? How did the judge determine that there was probable case to indict, charge, and or arrest the accused Alexander B. Cummings to continue? So that is a very good thing written. There's a very good statement, and you are right. So that's a 65 question. But we know Serena Cephas was the one who came on social media and started to speak about the case and said there's enough evidence to indict Mr. Cummings. And if he don't be careful, he might send him to jail for 1 year, 6 months. So, and the case have not started yet. But now just to find out, they themselves are not prepared. They still have a lot of things that they don't have yet. They don't, so they try to switch the case to different things. So you see, we're still waiting. We're waiting for them. We're waiting for them. We just pray. I'm not going after the judge. I'm not going about Serena Cephas. You look at his track record. He he just an embarrassment to the George Weah administration. Just a serious embarrassment. So many times the justice minister came out to rescue him because he think that that G2 nonsense. And they last so much as if you're not with Charles Taylor. We all know Sereno Cephas was a damn Charles Taylor fighter. He was a G2 commander, and they all were in that place there, and they did what they could do. They came back to Monrovia. Yes. So they get that military authority in them that I'm in power now, I can do this. So okay, he's continuing from there. The whole forgery fraud also as altering of false instrument case against Alexander becoming a suspicion, and the CDC-led government is playing with fire. So far, how about the other homicide rape case? That's good. Let the people read. Y'all read what the man just put up there. There's a lot of things. That's what we're talking about. A lot of cases that Serena Cephas, who are going, look at the 3 boys that got missing. Look at the 4 auditors. Serena Cephas said anything about that case to say, okay, it's a murder case or criminal case or whatsoever. Look at all the stealing that going on. He went after them. No. And, but these guys sit there trying to politicize or the man fraud. How can, so tell me, let us be honest, Mr. Ure, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Boaka, none of them responsible for that framework. They got people who work on the framework. They gave you copy. You want to read it, you make your input. Mr. Cummings never took the document, put it under his arm to go. If they went through that case and the guy said, maybe the SG said, oh, well, and Mr. Cummings authorized us to do it and blah, blah. Then you say, oh, yeah, what? The authority came from the standard bearer. But you just look at an innocent man. Then some people who don't know, well, Mr. Cummings should have taken responsibility because it was under his watch. No, it was not under his watch. The case came out. It was not under his watch. He registered, did everything. But you have not this. You see, my boy, listen. The same way Ure could not present any evidence to CPP concerning this document. Today, they are in court. They still don't have evidence. They still do not have evidence. They try to make up stories. They try to look. Even the information that we're receiving right now, the chairman now for Ure Party, he's in a situation now, a little embarrassed because they voted on it. Now, how to go ahead? They got a loud mouth in America who yelling, and they got the other one who doing this. And the judge we are government playing, they already know exactly. They coming back again for the Millennium Challenge to come and beg and whatsoever. And these are all the things that people look at. You see? So this is all witch hunt. They are afraid of Mr. Cummings. That's all. George Weah administration believe, and Mr. Twe, Mr. Magate speak to their friends and say these things every day. How can we contest against Mr. Because they know that it's clear they will be going against other candidates along with Mr. Cummings. They will. They will. Is that nothing for us to break to hide? Actually, Mo, I am not going against Joshua today. I'm not. I bring a little bit of it. I am not going to say anything. I speak according to the way I want to. I understand what you're saying here, but not today, my brother. Not today. I gave a little bit of Joshua when I started, and then I'll give a little bit. When the campaign starts, when Mr. Cummings is officially, because right now we are fighting a battle. As much as we're campaigning, we will not sit for the guys to lie and let the lies slide. It's not an easy thing to debunk lies when it comes to Liberians. It's not. You saw the newspaper. Bility takes full control of Liberty Party. NEC reaffirm legitimacy. Wow. So now Bility is the leader of Liberty Party. So Yombly and Dillon and Zango and whatsoever, they can go and open and register a new independent Liberty Party based in Grand Bassa County. They were trying to endorse the woman a few days, but we don't know what happened. They everything on hold, So I agree, Achimo, you my man, but I'm going to stick there right now. I'm not going to mix up everything. We take our thing one day at a time. We are in the second phase right now. We are in the second phase. Watch and see. Let the government continue to blunder. Let the government continue to do things. Let them do whatever they want to do. We got plans. We're not going to back down for anything. But one thing I promise you, I'm not going to insult, but we'll bring everything out from the economy to the security of Liberia to the reconstruction of what they're doing, the fake and things that they're doing, and trying to put money into their pockets. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Tell my man, Frederick, you put it here 32 times, so this is the 33. I'm not a supporter of Mr. Cummings, but why are the government lawyers, Anthony General, Frank Musadin, and Bernard Ure, forcing Cummings lawyers to accept Cummings' trial to be televised? No, Musadin is not part of it. And let us be honest here. It's not Musadin. Musadin is not the one who behind this case. But the judge already threw it out. Look, we have never televised any case in Liberia. And it's not even when you listen to the lawyer, the interview, the lawyer said that this case is not even, it's like a misdemeanor. So even if they will do anything, it's a 6 months. Even if they want to fine you that $1,000. But it's not a case, and the judge threw it out. The judge denied. You well, because I'm Mr. Cummings, because he's a politician, all the cases in Liberia, the criminal cases, why they didn't televise them? Eh? In America, they televise some cases here that are innocent person. Because you know what? If Mr. Cummings said, no, I don't trust the law, I don't believe in it, these people will not give me a fair trial, I wanted to be televised, Mr. Cummings got a better point to do that. But you that carry the case, then you want proof. The man said, no, forget it. I trust the law. But you want them to record so you can take a clip from the recording. People will be in the court. It's not a secret case. People will be there. Journalists will be there. But you want them to put it on social media for us, not for the people in Liberia. Because how many Liberians will watch it? Then while it's on there, they take a clip and draw Mr. Cummings and they write on it, say, Mr. Cummings is in court. He's a criminal. Mr. Cummings is this. Why you people are so small-minded? That's it. And who brought it up? The recommendation came from the kid in America here, the so-called big-time talk show host, the man who nobody can feel. Me, I got only 60% watching me. His number can triple my number. Me, I'm not running competition. So I get all that, I get that fan. But when I finish, I can send my message out. I can put it in all my small friend and group. I put it in the friend of the general that get almost all the children that living in Liberia. And, so I can do poor boy. Me, I'm fighting my own. Let me kind of look for a friend. The general said, I think it's in there. Says somebody finished spending. Yeah, yeah. Friends of the general. Me put it what? Friends of Heron Costa. I put it there too. So we all got it there. Yeah, you see now in Heron Costa group, but they will see it. So as they see it, they will send a message. They say, "Oh, your friend talking again. Oh, now you know, fear nothing but to do wrong. That all." So you see, I said I get 5,000 people here. I know how to even deal with other than say. Like brand people can just come on Facebook now. They will come small and go and they'll go sleep, come back again. Like Frederick, like my friend Archie Frederick and Archie Mo Frederick, he just put in the same thing over and over. Let me see what he get again. Munel, please go after Joshua and his administration. Okay, I hear that one again. 35 times. And I'm a student of criminal justice, etc. I hope you understand. Okay, I believe in justice, fairness, and so on. Thank you. Go after we are Achimo 37, 38. Go after we are 39. To be fair with who? I agree with you 100%. This is from your heart. Achimo Fetri again, the government is under investigation for corruption. Munel, please go after George Weah and his administration. Achi, I'm not going after George Weah for anything right now. We got things to talk about. The government's only investigate. There, the boy. I did not give you a 40 nata. You alone, man. As the government, including the Attorney General and the investigator, investigated Pena Euro. Okay, it's the same thing. Yep. All right. Wow, the comments plenty too. The comments. Good night, Achimo. Okay. George Lobo on live talking nonsense, yelling as usual. Somebody just give the info. No heart of hearing. Oh, Robert Pade with his wild mouth. You don't cause the people, but you just let them talk. He will be just fine. At the end of the day, we will counsel him to accept the result for the good of him. That's the fact. Mm. Whosoever making that angry face honor this life, if I caught you, get ready for lawsuit nonsense. You must say that there's somebody will sue you for them of life here. Politics. Calando the killer and all uncomfortable. All the uncomfortable Mr. Cummings, they know that. They know that. You know, I enjoyed, I listened to Calando. He made everything look so nice about himself. Calando was in Liberia when Echo Bank was broken into. We know people went to Echo Bank. Then Calando said there's a rebel who gave him $200 to go across the bridge. Okay, that's his story. That's his own story. Lazy generation down to voting should be so. Yes, so. Look, the people, they can sell every damn thing, but thank God they change it little by little. Always. And that the same people can be causing a Joshua is heartless. He make me sick, very sick. He make everybody sick. He's heartless. He's wicked. The old still talking about birthday nonsense. He also contributed a huge amount to the Nimba Community College. Yes, Mr. Cummings did $25,000. Mo Ali the same too. Another one. They took these things for fun. Yes, they look. They see nothing yet. You know, they gamble the lives of the Liberian people. They do that. They have been doing it for so long. Yeah, Gerard, the subway guy. Thank you. You know, I just read the comments. The subway guy, they walk on him one day, man, for child pornography. They walk on that dude. He in jail right now. So people who continue to do this thing, take women pictures, and this is wicked. You talking to a woman, you doing this, you videotaping her, then you take it home, your wife put it on social media, or you put it on social media. That is so bad. You are making a excellent point. Mr. Ure made those statements on the show that hosted him. Contradiction and plot to alter. Yes, Mr. Ure, you know, they don't forget. You know, I think they need to start writing their lies. Even the dude himself, he said the document was signed in April. I will put all his stuff together. You know, he capitalizing on this popular. Yeah, he's popular. He started a whole show business. Everybody listening to him on radio. But you know the good thing? All the people that listen to him now, they out of the country. He's not on radio in Liberia anymore, so he's not there going to fool anybody. But we're waiting for him to go to Liberia to go contest. Let him go to Liberia and go contest. Yeah, let him go. Say he a porn star. Say he a porn star. That's it. But they still got some people there who even Satan, the devil got his followers. Yeah. Some permanent Liberians have lost their future for lying on Mr. Cummings. I will not call names. You know them, General. That's the fact. You don't need to call the names. We know them good. The SU were on Spoon TV the other night. He was supposed to appear today against Rodney Sear, but he gave it. He refused. Matthews Innes. Yes, Matthew Innes. That's another person. When they killed Matthews Innes, where was Serena Cephas? Why he couldn't give justice to Matthew Innes' relative and family people? Take up the case. That's what the government does. Take up the case. That's what happened with Floyd. You take up the case and you prosecute whosoever. If you can't find nobody, give them settlement because that's the government responsible in this country. Let me tell you, I never knew if anyone out there like mistakenly you walk in and somebody shoot you and they don't find nobody. Don't you know that the government gave money to bury that person to the family? I just found out there's a boy who got shot in New York. The state gave almost $8,000 for the funeral because they couldn't find the person that did the shooting. So the government have to take responsibility. They killed Matthew Innes, Bala Colley, Zina Miller, represented, okay, Adolph Lawrence. Why Serena Cephas could not go after the car or the driver? Up to today, we don't know who the driver was in that car. We don't know who car it was. 4 auditors. Yeah. 3 children disappeared. Odette Shemon. Why you can't prosecute these people? That Cummings you won't go after? Over 900 rape cases in 90 days. Yes. Why you can't prosecute them? Then you want televise. To do what? To show your ugly face? Man, the people are, you can see the witch hunt. I've never seen it in my life before. That how hateful we are. Please like the video. Only 44 people that like my video. That are the people I'm talking to. The other one, I know you're not speaking to me. You're cursing me. Hold it in your heart. Because you can't put it or you can't write it. You're just cursing me. Yeah, you're just cursing me. Hold it in your heart. But no problem. I still love you. I still love you. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Cummings desperate to be president. Yes, Mr. Cummings is desperate. I myself are desperate for Mr. Cummings to be president. I want a better schools, good infrastructure. Infrastructure create jobs. Everything is in there. Electricity, internet, good drinking water, and roads, bridges, all these things. They create jobs. And create the avenues that you will create jobs and protect businesses. Open the business to Liberians. You gave a Liberian man contract. Our Mr. Cummings said, he said, if you give a Liberian a contract and he failed, go after him, prosecute him. But you cannot stop to give another Liberian, not because one Liberian failed and one Liberian, so because the government is corrupt. So everybody steal from the government. Everybody steal from the government because the government is corrupt. Yeah. Okay, Precious Tara, she said, after 2023, we will see plenty of crazy people because there will be no way to hustle again. I'm telling you. And even the one that who hustle now, they say want change too, man. They say want to change. First time listening to you. Very interesting. Hope to listen to you more. But it is late now. Good night. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Tony Thompson. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You see, it's not how many people that watch you, but depends on who come on. So we thank God that other people listen to us, other people see reasons. We're not fighting here, we're not speaking a big book that you think we're supposed to, but the fact that we're breaking it down the best way possible. Yep. Rodney Seal was ready for Cephas. He was ready, man. Trust me. He was ready. Okay, guys. And so now nobody want to call. I know everybody is ashamed. They don't want to call. And thank you for liking the video. 51 people so far like the video. That's a very good thing. And I appreciate it. So let me, do you want me to play the 5 watts and how of Mr. Cummings? And I want to hear from you if you want to watch it. And I can put it back up there again for you to see it. So let me, and then from there, I will play my Pele music. Kapow, kapow. Yeah. Yeah, Yvonne, how are you? Good morning, morning boy. How are you doing? Yeah. Ayo, what's up? Okay. Mr. Gurish. Morning, where's your tank? You are quite interesting. My tank is outside, Gurish. I'm the only man who can bring my mower parking out there. Yeah, my mower parking outside. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the video of Mr. Cummings. I want you to listen to it. His 5 watts and how. This is the only man who going around the country telling Liberia. Look, let me tell you, it's something that I learned from other people. Anything you want to put your hands in, you must at least know about it. Know the positive and negative side of it. Mr. Cummings was prepared. His family agreed before he got into this whole politics. And he knows exactly. That is why Mr. Cummings going around the country talking to people because he wants to know, to understand the problem. You must understand a problem for you to solve the problem. If you don't understand the problem, you will not solve the problem. You will just guess and be sitting there whole day and doing your own thing. You understand? None of our politicians tell us how they're going to create jobs or the economy. Mr. Cummings spoke about Liberian budget. It is possible that when we work hard, it can go to $1 billion. Sametwe came out and condemned Mr. Cummings a little boy. But today, they took the budget to $785 million with nothing. How they're going to raise it? Yeah. How to create jobs, what to cut down, and they still put more into use. 125 million is in there for county 12 because the election is coming. Also, Joshua will use it to go around. So they will use all that money. And because you know what? They did it for Joe Bwaka. The last year that Joe Bwaka, when they passed the budget, Joe Bwaka had $500,000 for local travel in that budget the year 2017. 2017. It was in there. You know what I'm saying? So we know all that. They're trying to do the same thing again. So listen, call your people back home. If you love Liberia, you want to see businesses, you want to see jobs, you want to see Liberians standing out, you want to see our youth. Mr. Cummings believe in, look around, look at Yokbo, look at Molba Keseli, young children. And Mr. Cummings love to see good people. He love to encourage other people. He want people to be more than him. You ask the man, he said, whenever the pressure and I'm worrying, I want to ease myself, I go and sit to the school and look at the children. He said, Liberian kids are smart. Other country around us investing to same school. The only same school we got in Liberia today is owned by Alexander Cummings. His school. The other schools, our children go to school taking 15, 16 subjects. In Ghana, Senegal, eh? Guinea, they invest into same school, the science, mathematics, all these things. That's what the children they invest into it. Because technology is going to take over the world soon. Drones moving around. And look at even I think Senegal or Ghana, look at Senegal just they're going to launch, they're going to open, they're starting a second project on the train. They just opened a whole train. Look at Ivory Coast. Eh? The train system. Yes, people want roads, people building roads. But now the train cover more distance and easy compared to anything. Eh? Instead of us asking questions of the 21st century, how we move from this point to that point, we stay talking about somebody finger document. We stay accusing people. We stay doing this. President, we are just going around stealing and the government stealing, and they say, oh yeah, hey, the president will win. Y'all be fighting on yourself. Even the poor from they say, what may he win? Y'all think like Brempo stupid? Y'all watch it. When like Brempo finish with you, they finish with you. Let me tell the real truth. Nobody tell you say nobody will vote for George. People will vote for George. Because people stay happy when they see Joey eating dry rice with fried fish. They happy, say, yes, look at the papi can eat that dry rice. Yeah, that happened. So, guys, just listen to the Cummings 5 watts and how. Watts and how. There was a little mistake on there, but some point you noticed it, but I saw it already, so don't worry.
Chicken they grow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. And I just saw some of the comments. And Charles Brown, I don't think it's necessary with the comment that you made and using the F word. I don't know who you talking to. Whether you're talking to George Weah, it's wrong. If you're talking to Mr. Cummings, it's wrong. If you're talking to me, it's wrong. Or I don't know who you're talking to. But I assume that you're talking to George Weah, and I don't think it's necessary for you to use such. Let us be civil on this thing, yeah? Yeah, sometimes if you can say the person is stupid, but that F word is not a thing that necessary for people to use all the time. And yes, we are human beings. We know we're emotional. We love our country. We want to see good for Liberia. We know the government are corrupt. We know they are doing things. We consider them as criminals. And you can say they are criminals. You can say Mr. Cummings is a criminal. You want to say that's fine, but insulting sometimes. Maybe the reason why you say that. I can say they are criminals. But let us be careful what we say, please. And don't kill your message. I know you will not like it when I come up here and just using the F word on other people. You will not like it. So let's just do what is the right thing. And let us look. At the end of the day, the dust will settle. How are you, Moses? The dust will settle. We will come back, and you must have an open mind. If your man don't win, so if my man don't win, life goes on. That the people of Liberia will decide. We all want to win, but at the end of the day, the people will decide. But some people are relaxed and think that Liberians will vote the way they voted before, that because they know you. But let me tell you this, they will only have that chance. President Weah will have this or have a chance if we don't speak out. If we don't go around to educate our people to campaign this time around, to remind them of the mistakes. If we sit down and don't do nothing, it's a plus. And I want to commend everyone today who got a talk show. I see people are changing. People understand now we must put Liberia first. It's not about no individual. This is not about Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings as an individual. Mr. Cummings is just an instrument. He got the platform. He got the vision and say, yes, I would. I'm ready. I'm prepared to give it up. I'm prepared to take the challenge. I'm prepared to put everything aside. And listen, let me tell you guys, to show that Mr. Cummings is not one of these typical politicians. Mr. Cummings has one of the biggest foundation in Liberia. And I can challenge no foundation in Liberia or personal or private foundation compared to Mr. Cummings' foundation. Mr. Cummings Foundation have done a lot in our country, building schools and clinics and whatsoever. But the foundation is not attached to the ANC. That's how transparent this man is. People go, oh, Mr. Cummings, you know, I remember the ANC, and I want for my child to get all I want politician. By the time they in the office, they win before they open the foundation. Instead of them opening a small one, before they get into office, they must get into office first, then they open it. Look at the George Weah Foundation. Show me where is the George Weah Children Foundation. Cla Weah Foundation. Show me the foundation before. Which of the foundations she had before she became First Lady? But when she became First Lady, they put $1.5 million in our budget for her project, for her foundation. When Cla Weah went to Liberia and opened schools or opened one-lay orphanage home for young girls, when? But when she became First Lady, that's when she did it. But you want to blame other people. The fact of the matter, whether she do it or not, I'm only referencing it because we are the one who's saying that the other people do nothing. Why would we give it to them? Why would you give it to them? But we just gave the country to people who did nothing too. We never saw Cla Weah in Liberia. We never saw her having party for the children. We never saw her trying to advocate for young girls in Liberia. We never saw it until she became First Lady. She never one day came to Liberia to have a late party for the children to get. No, she never did it. But she First Lady today, we gave her $1.5 million. But there are a lot of things, and we'll keep it for another day. We keep it for another day. So all these things that we're doing here, my people, that's it. Welcome, Ellen. Welcome. Okay, guys, I will soon be leaving. And thanks for watching again. I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence that you can watch it. Share this video. And at least I see 54 people that like it, and I see 50 watching. So 4 drop off already. Good night, you guys. Have a good day. And before I leave, I will leave you with my song after this promo. And after the promo, I will take you back to my song Kapao Kapao. Nice song from Bon County. I have no copyrights on this song. So they call that song Kapao Kapao. Your husband worked for it. Otello N. Colo. Your husband worked for it. I don't know what you're talking.
That in the business you catching fever. You getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We coming. We coming. man, tenga como mi, never got to Hey! Hello, 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 hello.
Chopra ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Chopra ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Tabla kapae, kapa ku tajo. Tabla kapae, kapa ku tajo. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Ne program roman, tenga como mi, ne program to Hey! Hello, 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 hello.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Share this video. You can follow me on YouTube anytime when you got nothing to do. Just go to TGNTV, all caps. You will watch it and you will watch it and share it. It's not about whosoever. I'm not here to promote myself. I'm only here to make the case for Mr. Cummings. And I appreciate your time. Without you, I won't have been up here. To everybody, people who support it or not, but I pray that you see reason. Put Liberia first. This is not about county. This is not about tribe. I do not see tribe. I see Liberians. And I love my country, and I know you love Liberia too. And we want the best for Liberia. So until we can talk again, I will leave you with this quote by Albert Payne. Whatever you do for yourself, it will die with you. But whatever you do for others and the world will remain as immortal. So learn to help your fellow man. Learn to give hands. You don't know tomorrow. Do not judge a book by its cover. When you see somebody standing in the street with a necktie and begging, you don't know the situation he's going through, he or she. If you see a man running, and he all dressed up, you don't know what you're going through. Maybe he going to the restroom. You think he going to his office, but maybe he going to the restroom. You don't know. And always, I will leave this with you again. When you get too many children, when you know you only get one or two, don't join a witchcraft association because it will hurt you tomorrow. That is what they're going through. When you go in the bush to pick your medication or to pick your juju or your herbs, when you bend down to pick, the one that behind you, that somebody own a medicine there. So guys, let us do what is right and let us put Liberia at the center. I might disagree with George Weah, I might disagree with Mr. Boaka, but at the end of the day, we are Liberians. I'm not running for office. You're not running for office. It is our right as a Liberian to criticize and to criticize objectively, to criticize our leaders. They are in public space. We have the right to scrutinize every one of them from the day they were born. But in Liberia, no. No. That is why things go under the rug and we don't say nothing. That is why we see some of our friends today posting pictures of little girls all on Facebook, and not Facebook, on social media. Somebody's daughter, that will be somebody's wife tomorrow. Whether it can be 10 years. But we need to stop and change. If we want Liberia to change, we must start from ourselves. We must make the change. We must show the change. It is time we move forward, my people. Whatever the Liberian people still decide, fine. I know for sure for me, I will vote. I don't know about you. I voted 2018 and I will vote again. unless God take my life. I will be in Liberia to vote. I will be a part of the process. If I don't win, that's it. But I will be honest with everybody. I stand with Mr. Cummings any day. I'd rather lose with Mr. Cummings. I believe in his agenda and I believe in him. Until he can fail, for now, join the train. Be a part of the process. You don't need to like him, but because of Liberia, be a part of the process. You don't have to look at his height. He's a Liberian or poor Liberian. When I say poor Liberian, he was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I've never heard he said he want to see other Liberian better than him. So thank you very much. God bless us all. Drive safely. If you to work, do the people job. If you're somewhere, I know you're watching it now, and I care your time. I'm not going to stay 2 hours. I'm not going to stay 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock tonight. So don't worry. When you're coming from work, drive safely. My wife wants to work too. So tomorrow I will be going to work myself. So have a nice day. God bless you. Don't forget to pray. Thank you very much.